The year 1987. The team, the Indiana Hoosiers. The coach, Bob Knight. And the team they played against, UNLV. A coaching genius, a brilliant performance by Bob Knight in this matchup. We're going to talk about it all. What he did, how he changed it, what he did the week of, and coming up to that game, March 28th, 1987, Bob Knight used the element of surprise and his coaching brilliance, taking Indiana back to the national championship game for the fourth time in 12 years. This is the coaching genius of Bob Knight. Thank you for joining me. Our story begins by getting to know the UNLV Runnin Rebels and Jerry Tarkanian. By all accounts, he was lying and cheating his way till this moment in the Final Four since 1977.
I can't lie.
Jerry Tarkanian, often called Tark the Shark, was one of the most innovative and controversial figures in college basketball history. Born in 1930 in Euclid, Ohio, to Armenian immigrants, Tarkanian built a coaching legacy rooted in high-pressure defense and fast-break offense, amassing a career record of 729 and 201 across three Division I schools. His tenure at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, from 1973 to 1992, epitomized this style, transforming the Runnin Rebels into a national powerhouse and putting Las Vegas on the map as a basketball hotbed.
Oh no!
However, Tarkanian's success was frequently overshadowed by battles with the NCAA over alleged recruiting violations and other infractions, which he claimed were selectively enforced against smaller programs like UNLV. The 1986-87 season, culminating in a Final Four appearance, exemplifies Tarkanian's coaching prowess and the Rebels' rebellious spirit. Tarkanian's coaching philosophy revolved around an amoeba-style defense, a fluid gambling zone that disrupted opponents and fueled transition scoring, paired with an up-tempo offense that wore down foes. At UNLV, he recruited talented but often troubled players, giving second chances to those overlooked by elite programs. And that, I have a soft spot for Tark the Shark. He did take people under his wing, and I'll say he had a soft spot for a lot of people, and he had a big heart, but you can't give money to those people, Tark. That's the difference. You can't give money to those people. Make them work for it themselves. By the mid-1980s, the Rebels had become a fixture in the national rankings. In the 1986-87 Runnin Rebels season, it was a team that exemplified the philosophy that Tark has been putting together for the last 20-some years in the biggest way possible, finishing with a 37-2 record and becoming the first UNLV squad to end the regular season as the nation's top-ranked team. Led by standout forward Armand Gilliam, the PCAA Player of the Year and consensus second-team All-American, the Rebels dominated with Gilliam's interior presence, averaging double-doubles in points and rebounds. The backcourt was anchored by sharpshooter Freddie Banks and point guard Mark Wade, who provided scoring, punch, and playmaking, while enforcer Eldridge Hudson added toughness inside. This core group executed Tarkanian's pressing style to perfection, overwhelming opponents with steals, fast breaks, relentless energy. And the PCAA tournament and top-seeded Rebels cruised to the title, defeating San Jose State 94-69 in the final to earn an automatic NCAA bid. Their NCAA tournament run in 1987 was equally as commanding as the showcase that they showed the entire season. Speed and defensive intensity. As a high seed in the West region, UNLV dispatched early opponents with ease, advancing to the Elite Eight where they edged out Iowa after coming from behind to get a Final Four berth, the program's second after 1977. In New Orleans, they faced Bob Knight's Indiana Hoosiers in the semifinals. And, well, now let's look at what was happening back at Assembly Hall during that week and how Bob Knight changed the forecast. Wait. Hold up. It's Monday. After we just got done beating LSU, it's not time to celebrate yet. How did Bob Knight keep the team ready? What happened that week? Joe Hillman breaks down what happened on that Monday, and it will show you the brilliance of Bob Knight. Not only just his coaching strategy in the game, but his ability to keep his team very, very much on lockdown leading up to the national championship game, which would once again deliver on the goods for Indiana. And what we hear here is just psychological brilliance from Bob Knight, as told by Joe Hillman. Hillbilly Monkey.
So we're thinking, man, look, Monday is going to be kind of a breather day, rest, go through some things. We get to practice, and it says get dressed, get taped. Oh, no. And if it said get dressed, we're just going to walk through. Yeah. Get dressed, get taped meant we're going full bore. And every guy goes, "Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me! We're going full blast today." So we go out there, we half-ass through a little warm-up, and then we start practicing. And for 15 minutes, Coach yelled and screamed at us. If you guys don't have any interest in going down there and winning 2 games, we're not even going to go. This is a waste of my time. I mean, he's just yelling at the top of his lungs. This makes me sick, blah, blah. Get out of here. Kicks us out of practice. So, when he kicked out of practice, we all go in and say, all right, come on, guys, let's go, rah, go back out. He goes, no, we're done. I got no interest in going down to New Orleans. With you guys practicing like this, you guys don't even care. Now just get the hell out of here and come back when you guys are ready to practice and the lights go out. When the lights go on in Assembly Hall, they're not coming back on for 45 minutes to an hour. So we leave. The next day, we walk in and everybody's ready to go. And we go through our warm-ups and Coach says, let's go in. So we go in. He said, all right, here's the deal. We are not going to play against Vegas' D for 45 seconds. I want the first good shot taken. I don't care who it is. We're getting rid of the 4 pass. If you're going to get open look, you take it. Because I know they'll give us some good shots early on in the shot clock, but I don't want to grind this down. They'll wear us out, and they'll thump us. But if we get good open looks, we'll score at will on these guys. And we all look at each other and go, oh, my God, we're good to go. And that's how it started. And we had a great practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. Really good practice again Thursday, and we didn't go down. I remember Coach saying specifically, hey, all these other today, and we didn't go down. I remember Coach saying specifically, hey, all these other teams are down there already. You know what? You guys want to go to New Orleans and have fun? Do it when you graduate. We're going down there to win 2 games. This is like a business trip. We're going down to play 80 minutes. You don't want to play 80 minutes? Don't get on the bus. So we go on Friday to practice. And we practice like at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning because we got to be down in New Orleans at 1:30 for our shoot-around time in the Dome. So we go through our little warm-up, and he goes, all right, Red, bring it in, which meant the first team bring it in against White. White converted. First possession, Alford hits a 3, and he goes, all right, let's go. We're ready to go. We're going to go win a national championship.
With this new game plan in place, the Hoosiers get ready to get on the bus to head to New Orleans to kick some ass and take some names. Bob Knight's experience really showed in these clips leading up, the experience of going to the Final Four before. They weren't going down there to throw beads and look at tits and do all that type of thing. They went there for one reason and one reason only, and that was to win a national championship.
Monofocus, my friends. Monofocus. Now, let's get into the
game. With the Hoosiers ready to tip off, no one would suspect that they were going to play a run and gun style. Billy Packer in the pregame show had this to say about Bob Knight and the Hoosiers and what they had to do.
Hoosiers, Bob Knight, Indiana, Billy Packer. What a great, marvelous contrast we've got in this one.
Well, we really do, and it's going to be interesting to me to watch that contrast take place early in the ballgame. I believe Indiana's got to be patient, try to keep this game into a half-court game. That might not be what Bobby wants to do, but I think that's got to be the role. For Vegas, they want to push you up and down the floor, so we're going to see great contrast in this ballgame.
Early in the game favored UNLV as Indiana tried to find their way. Fast night put back where Indiana fundamentally did not block out had the Runnin Rebels flying high early in the game. When Daryl Thomas picked up his 3rd foul, it was a crushing blow for the Hoosiers. And Hoosier fans had to think, this might not be our night. But then, off the bench comes Steve Isle, who had a great putback in the first moments that he was in the game. After Alford nails a sweet runner in the lane, tying the game at 14, Indiana would start to run and take charge of this game in the first half.
Vegas sets the pressure and Smart breaks deep. Comes inside, Gideon. Hits the layup against the full court pressure defense. Bob Neidl winds up in Callaway's hands. Now it's Steve's three.
Yes, and a good call by the ref, and Graham stuck him right in the chest with his hand on the shot. Tarkanian wants a time. Good refereeing. I said before that Garrett did that on Gilliam, but it wasn't called. These refs are right on top of this game.
Indiana 40, UNLV.
After Alford buried that 4-point play, the Hoosiers would take a 14-point lead, their largest of the first half. UNLV kept fighting back though. Freddie Banks, who was 4 of 6 shooting three-pointers, scored 7 straight points after the Alford three. And Hudson off the bench, who lost time with a knee injury, came in and scored some critical baskets for UNLV. In the second half, UNLV wasted no time, going on a 9-2 run that boosted UNLV to a 56-55 lead 3 minutes into the second half. Hoosier fans were on pins and needles. When Banks hit another three-pointer, UNLV led by 2. But after Steve Alford comes back with another made basket and put the Hoosiers in the lead, they were able to gain their confidence back and gain control of the game. The Hoosiers continued their hot shooting ways in the second half, shooting 65% from the floor. Rick Callaway poured in 3 of 4, and Alford poured in 33 points. While Freddie Banks scored 38 points on 10 of 19 shooting three-pointers. Had a rebound and a putback with 1:51 left. He had UNLV down 90-85 with just under 2 minutes to play. After Freddie Banks nails another three-pointer, UNLV draws within 4 points. But after Steve Isle gets a tip-away and a breakaway three-point play, it would seal the deal for Indiana, sending Bob Knight and the Indiana Hoosiers back to the national championship game for the 4th time in 12 years. In the end, it was the guards of Indiana that didn't get flustered under that high-pressure defense and controlled the ball.
It would be a game where we could play with all kinds of patience and a lot of passing and a lot of dribbling because we thought their defensive pressure was too great. We thought it had to be a game where if it was going to be at 90, it would be played at 90 rather than at 60. We felt if we tried to play a game at 60, that we might score 60 and they might score 85. I thought it was a really good basketball game. I thought there were a lot of points scored by 2 teams that were playing pretty hard defensively. It wasn't run up and down, shoot layups.
Just his ability to see what Josh, you mentioned on tape. There was something that clicked to him that said, if we grind this out, they are really going to clamp us down late in the shot clock. But in the first 15, 20 seconds, we can get good looks. Let's just do it. I mean, that was pretty brilliant by him. Going back to that story, though, at the time, we thought Coach was nuts, kicking us out of practice. Now I sit back and you know what I asked? Coach had nothing set up. He hadn't watched enough film on Vegas yet. and it was our day off.
Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure we were back and ready to roll on Tuesday, and that everybody wasn't patting us on the back, telling us how great we were for making the Final Four. I mean, that was.
I asked him, I said, Coach Knight, and this is, again, 3 summers ago, I said, when you guys went up against number 1 UNLV, nobody thought you guys could run with them and thought that Indiana was just going to slow the game down, take the air out of the ball, move it around, and try to keep it a low-scoring game. Nobody thought that you guys could win a game that went into the 80s or the 90s, and instead you guys came out and ran with them. Now, you ran smart and you ran effectively, but you did run with the Runnin Rebels. And so I asked him, I said, what did you see on tape that made you do that? And he said, he goes, Tark's team, they don't play defense. He goes, I knew my guys could get one more stop than those guys could.
Thank you so much for joining me today on Indiana Sports Connection. I've been trying to make a video like this for a long time.
Yeah, but you're too stupid to figure it out. Is that why it took so long?
I have a low IQ and I do what I can. Leave your comments down below. If you have a game that the Indiana Hoosiers played that you want me to cover, this is just my favorite game of all time. My favorite coach's game by Bob Knight, and one of the biggest times where Indiana was an underdog in the Final Four, and Bob Knight and the Hoosiers were able to get it done against Tark, the nibbling towel man, and those cheaters. So satisfying. Leave your comments, and yeah, I think it's time for bed.
Time for bed? That's dinner time for me. Why don't we go get some barbecue down at Lucille's?
Well, I guess we could do that. But thank you so much for watching, everybody, and subscribing is always appreciated. I have memberships. Leave a super chat, whatever you have to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a full rack of ribs, maybe get some rib tips. I don't know what the hell is going on. I could eat about anything down there. Pulled pork sandwiches. I love all the sauces.